Hello everybody, welcome back to another One Piece video, and today we will be talking about chapter 1098, which is one of the most depressing chapters of One Piece that I have ever read. But before I get into that, I do quickly want to take a look at the chapter cover, which is a picture of Brook doing an insane solo on his guitar while it's being powered by an eel, which is very strange but very cool at the same time. However, I am going to move on to the actual chapter itself now, so maybe you want to prepare yourselves because this gets bad, as we first learn who Ginny was taken by, and to be honest, this is so dark, because I thought that this chapter was going to be a big rescue mission. Kuma goes to save Ginny back, and then they happily embrace, and then they have Bonnie or something. No, Ginny is kidnapped and taken as a wife to the Celestial Dragons, so you already know that this is going in a very dark place. And it gets even worse because Dragon, Ivankov, and Kuma are all contacted by Ginny, who has at this point been dumped by the Celestial Dragons due to her having an incurable disease, and Kuma travels right to her the second he finds out where she is, but in doing so he misses the final I love you from Ginny, and when he gets there she's already dead. Now this is already extremely dark, but it gets a little bit worse because in Ginny's arms is a baby Jewelry Bonnie, which basically means that Jewelry Bonnie's actual father is a celestial dragon, and that is just so disgusting to me, because we have had implications of sexual assault in One Piece before, but we have never had it like this. We have never had it on this level. And I'm actually really happy that we didn't get to see who the father was, because if we did, Oda would have to find a way to eventually punish them tenfold. And I don't think there is a way he can do that, because if he did, the fans would still not be happy enough, because the fans would want this guy to burn. They would want him to burn painfully. Unless Oda just turned One Piece into Berserk overnight, which is probably not gonna happen, so I am very happy that we didn't get to see who the father is. But if I had to guess, I would probably say that it's Saint J. Garcia Satin, because he's the one who's come to get her on Egghead Island, he's the one who's come to get Bonnie, so that's my only guess for now. But moving on now, because I'm pretty much done with all the dark stuff and ready to move on to the actual sort of happy stuff, which is Kuma being a good dad and raising Bonnie like his own child and asking the old ladies who frequent his church for help. It is so cute seeing him give her a giant milk bottle and putting her in a cage when she sleeps so that he doesn't roll over and crush her. It's just so cute and so sweet, and I have no idea how these two things are in the same chapter. But the sadness doesn't end there, because Bonnie comes down with the same disease that her mother had. So, of course, Kuma goes to every doctor he can to try and find a way to cure his daughter. But no matter what he does, he can't, because, of course, the disease is incurable. And Bonnie will only have 5 years left to live, which means she'll be dying at about the age of 10 years old. But it gets even worse, because the king of Sorbet Kingdom arrives again and just starts burning people in the street. So I'm sure Kuma will have to deal with that next chapter as well. So, overall, the chapter was pretty brutal, and if I'm being honest, I think I have somewhat of a love-hate relationship with this chapter, because on one hand, I really hate the trope of an arranged marriage, but on the other, it's so well written. Like in every other series, in any manga or anime where you have an arranged marriage, it'll be last second someone comes in and goes, "No, stop the cap," but in this, there is no happy ending. It is so well written how Oda's done this, so incredible. But I should also probably address the elephant in the room when it comes to this chapter, which is the fact that Oda wasn't actually able to finish this chapter properly for the first time in One Piece history. And if I'm going to be honest, it didn't actually look that bad. The pages that weren't finished, the panels that weren't finished, didn't actually look that bad. They just sort of looked a little bit messy, which I think is completely fine, because Oda has been doing this for a while, and from what I can tell, he's in a little bit of bad health at the moment. So I think we should just cut him some slack, because even the bits that he didn't finish still looked really good, and I think fitted the sort of theme of this chapter, because the bits that weren't finished looked chaotic, and this chapter was chaotic. But either way, that is the end of the chapter, and If I'm being honest, I really love this chapter. It is so good, but at the same time, I absolutely despise it, and I will never want to look back on it because it's so horrible what happens in this chapter. But again, it is so well written. However, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to subscribe, smash that like button, and leave a comment down below, because we are aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year, and any help in that goal would be much appreciated. But with that all said and done, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and goodbye.